Step into the tall grass of the very first routes in Kanto, and you'll almost immediately encounter the game's baseline bird monster, Pidgey. But spend just a few more minutes wandering those exact same patches of grass, and you'll run into a slightly rarer, much angrier neighbor, Spearow. This side-by-side data table compares Pidgey and Spearow, and from a mechanical standpoint, they seem identical. They share the exact same normal and flying typing, and they spawn in the exact same early game locations on routes 2 and 3. In the mid-90s, every kilobyte of cartridge memory was a precious resource. Dedicating that limited space to two functionally identical birds in the exact same starting zone seems, on the surface, like an odd use of assets. But this repetition serves a specific purpose in the world building. It provides a sense of biodiversity, the idea that a realistic setting needs variation within its species, rather than just a single representative for every role. Spearow acts as the player's first lesson in simulated ecology, serving as a dark, aggressive foil to the safe starting experience. The Pokédex identifies a primary physical trait that separates Spearow from its peers: its exceptionally short, stubby wings. Because of this anatomy, Spearow is inept at flying high into the sky and lacks the stamina to migrate over long distances. Unable to soar out of reach, it is forced to stay grounded. It adapts by darting restlessly and rapidly through low-hanging, tall grass. This low-altitude environment directly dictates its diet. Instead of hunting fish or foraging in the canopy, Spearow operates as a specialized predator, aggressively pecking at the bug-type creatures that share the underbrush. Spearow's physical limitations define its specific niche. It trades the safety of the open sky for a high-energy existence in the undergrowth, a survival strategy built around its own biological constraints. When a creature can't easily flee into the upper atmosphere to escape danger, it has to stand its ground. This reality breeds a reckless and hyper-territorial nature. The lore specifically notes that a grounded Spearow will aggressively stand up to opponents much larger than itself, just to protect its territory. This moveset chart shows how that aggressive lore translates directly into gameplay mechanics. Very early on, Spearow acquires vicious, multi-strike and trapping moves like Pursuit, Fury Attack, and Drill Peck. And there is an evolutionary payoff for surviving this aggressive lifestyle: Fearow. Fearow diverges from the anatomy of standard birds. It grows into a massive bird of prey that combines the long neck and beak of a stork with the raptor-like features of a hawk. In fact, its original Japanese name is literally onidril, translating to a fearsome, killer bird of prey equipped with a demonic drill. This evolutionary line fulfills a distinct narrative arc. The anatomically disadvantaged underdog transforms into a brutal apex predator, completely separating its identity from the peaceful, easily frightened Pidgey. Looking back at the initial question of why two seemingly identical birds exist on the very first routes, the anatomical and behavioral evidence points to a specific design logic. This flowchart illustrates an ecological niche. Two species can share the exact same habitat without being redundant if they utilize different survival strategies. By generating a slightly rarer, much meaner counterpart in the exact same starting zone, the game simulates realistic environmental competition. This design choice has a subliminal impact on the player. It teaches you that this world operates on biological rules, not simple programming quotas. Spearow is proof that even the earliest, most common creatures are built with a specific internal logic. They aren't just filler. They are the mechanics that make a fictional world feel like a functioning, competitive environment.